Augustin, we had you in the panel discussion a few moments ago, and I guess many people also know you from LinkedIn. You have a newsletter and you share tons of insights, I would say. We know that you're not a full-time influencer. You work at MHP. Tell us a little bit maybe about a standard work week that you have.
A standard work week, it's quite seldom to have like a standard work week in consulting, and then also with the other stuff that I do in addition to that. But yeah, normally it's during the week I focus there on the projects, and then either during the nights and the evenings or in the weekends then on my passion, what you see then there on LinkedIn, to like generating there like all the content, engaging with the community, and that's basically like the rough split of how I work during the day or during the week.
Are you traveling the whole week or?
No, it's quite it's okay at the moment. Yeah, so I'm maybe like at the customer or at conferences maybe once a week or once every like every second week. So it's not traveling the like the as it was maybe before COVID, 4 days a week and 1 day then at home. That changed. It's more focused now, and yeah, but it's a healthy mix.
Also a transformation that kicked in after COVID. Talking about transformations, I mean, we had it in the panel discussion, and I know that this is probably your big topic, right, on social media as well. And when I listened correctly, you said that the biggest hurdle is really transforming the organization. Now, from your experience, what should companies do? I mean, most companies probably say, okay, I know there is a need, I have to transform. So why do many companies fail, or what are the biggest hurdle in that transformation of an organization?
I think we need to maybe let's go one step back, and we need to realize that there's often a culture, there's like politics within the different like players, stakeholders. There are like different rules, how to behave, how to make process, how to like come to decisions, how to make decisions, how to go, decide to go left or right, how to develop the products, etc. So I think that's like there are all the different types of habits that are super hard to overcome. Yeah, I mean, just think about your personal life. Yeah, it's you maybe think all of you have maybe the idea, okay, I need to be more sporty or more healthy. Yeah, but doing then like sport every day and adjusting your daily processes, etc. It's like a huge challenge, and that's basically multiplied in what we see in big organizations. They have like the really good ideas and intentions to move forward, but then like all the legacy they have, that's then basically slowing them down. And yeah, that's something that needs to be solved, but it's not an easy task.
It takes a lot of time. It's not an easy task. And the question is, I mean, if it takes a lot of time and the newcomers are maybe quicker, will the traditional companies, the incumbents, be fast enough?
That's, I think that I can't answer this question, but I'm very optimistic that they also speed up to then close the gap. Yeah, what we see there at the moment is basically the new challengers, so the new entrants that set basically the tone, like with innovation and the narratives they put out on like digital cockpits, ADAS, electrification, etc. Then we have the traditional OEMs. They first now try to basically close the gap and then maybe lead again, and then I think also like in this process of closing the gap, there are multiple ways how to get there. Yeah, it's, you might have seen it on LinkedIn. I posted something about it a couple of weeks ago, where we have then companies that basically split their company in different like setups, like Ford or Renault, where they have like an ICE unit and then like a BEV software-defined vehicle unit, where they basically start from scratch to more or less from scratch, from greenfield approach to then basically develop without legacy then the new projects. We have then other OEMs like Toyota, Volkswagen with like their software companies, integrated approaches at BMW, Mercedes, GM, etc. So there are multiple ways how to close the gap, and what's very optimistic is or what I personally find very optimistic and positive is that there's a lot of dynamic in the industry. Yeah? So they all figured out that there is a gap that needs to be closed, and I think there are the key messages. There are multiple ways of closing the gap, and the companies need to figure out, okay, what's the best way for them, depending on like how they work, how big the company is, what kind of brands they maybe have to transform, etc.
Do you see at the moment a way that works better than another, or is it really an open race?
I would say it's an open race, and I think it's it needs to fit to then like the philosophy of the company and of the resources they have, like financial resources, also then like the skills, the openness, and also for joint ventures and partnerings. I think then also like needs to fit to the culture, like within the group, the strengths of the different brands. Yeah, so if you compare Stellantis with Volkswagen, for example, yeah, so there are a lot of different, let's say, factors that need to be taken into account to define the right way. And yeah, I see it more, okay, is there a good fit of the approach to then the company, to the values of the company, but I don't see that is there like a race for one or another.
You already said you're rather optimistic. Maybe we can bring the poll from the very beginning again back on screen, where we asked you for your outlook and if you're optimistic or not. Do you see, when you're optimistic, do you see that that there is more speed in terms of transformation, that companies, the incumbents are speeding up in their transformation? Because it's not really new. I mean, Herbert Diess was talking about this transformation, I think, at Volkswagen already.
Yeah, so I'm there optimistic because I see there the speed and on the different, let's say, pillars of the OEMs on like software, on like platform, transforming then the organization. And I think there it's, I mean, these are like huge companies, yeah, with thousands of people, etc. So it doesn't happen overnight, yeah. So we need to give them time. I think that's for sure. And then maybe they are not that patient, the media is not that patient, we are not that patient, yeah. So I think that's then like where we have then the tension that we see there. And again, I think the challengers from the US or then also China, I think they need to figure out how to get profitable. And they have like the beauty that they can start with from a kind of a greenfield approach. They have no legacy. They can hire the dream team. They can tell like a super good narrative for like investors to get the money in, etc. Yeah, so I think this is then also that's something we need to be clear about. We need more transparency then also to see, okay, why is it maybe moving that slow and or not as fast as expected? And but I'm there like very optimistic.
75% of all of you were more optimistic than pessimistic, and the reason was innovation China and innovation power. Can you maybe briefly comment on that? I mean, why is China especially making everyone optimistic? Because it's I don't know, a role model, or?
So that was also the question I asked myself when I've seen the results of the work cloud. So maybe China's more the reason why they're pessimistic because of the innovation they drive. What I would say innovation of like especially German OEMs is definitely there. Yeah. So last year we also asked 5,000 people globally, and they're also like also surprising for us at MHP was that like most of the respondents said, okay, if we asked them, okay, who's then mastering this transformation to new features, etc., they're like Germans were on top, and then like came the Americans, and then China, they were like more or less at the bottom. But there, I think the point with the Chinese OEMs, they're like, if we ask them also the people, okay, think about the next 5 years, how will this then develop? And they're like definitely the Chinese OEMs, based on 5,000 consumers, they will make the biggest jump forward to then basically be then above like, or like at least on par with like the US players. But Germans will always, based on like the survey we did, will always lead.
Perfect. Augustin, thank you for now. We will continue our talk in a couple of hours.